Hello. By now you'll know that the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission wants all companies and entities who are required to submit their annual financial statements with their annual returns to switch from PDF to iXBRL from the 1st of July 2018. XBRL stands for Extensible Business Reporting Language, and it's a freely available, open, global standard XML-based language that bridges the gaps between different business systems. It's big data for consumers of financial information. For the first time, companies and investors will be able to fairly compare all their financial information across sectors, geographies, currencies, and languages, no matter where in the world they are and which accounting standard they use. XBRL is a global agreement on business information, concepts, relationships, and business rules. It's used by thousands of companies around the world to prepare financial statements in a format that provides the structured data that regulators and analysts require. It's the most important shareholder initiative in a decade and a leveler of the investment playing field. For small investors, it's a revolution. INS is one of CIPC's approved software service providers, and we're here to help you through the process of adopting and adapting to XBRL. As part of our disclosure management service to our customers, we've taken it a step further and can produce iXBRL. This next step in the XBRL journey combines the structured XBRL data with everything else that's contained in your integrated report. It's a proudly South African product, and we're on the ground here to assist you in every step of the journey. Here's how we can help you get started. Send us your original Excel or Word files of your integrated report. We will then tag all the relevant data so that it's machine-readable and structured using approved global standards and data quality rules, with the correct taxonomies that produce accurate, valid instance files for any jurisdiction. Here's how it works practically. To get started, open up your internet. You should have nothing older than Office 2010. Your Word files should contain relevant and descriptive file names that help describe the content. Don't use a date or a year in the file name. Remove all passwords from all documents. The same goes for your Excel files. Make sure that all hidden rows and columns have been removed, and only use letters and characters in sheet names. Send us your files, and we'll send you a link for your project plus a username and password. Click on Login at the top right corner of your landing page, and then enter your own username and password. When you want to open a project in XBRL, they are accessed from the iEdit database in the XBRL tool. Look for your client name in the search box. Then you can click on Client Name to open projects. Again, go into the search box to find your project name and click on it to open the project. Now, click on Project Setup to create the high-level project and to select defaults. Return to the top and click Project Name to revert to the project. Completing the project setup pulls in the project sections, as set up in your iEdit database by the initial iEdit tagging. You can click on Section Name to open up each section. It is possible to change the default project setup for different dimensions for each different section if required. Click on Section Setup, and a drop-down list of available dimensions will be shown for your selection. You can tick or untick the Is Explicit box and change the Member ID field per selection on the drop-down menu. Here, we have adjusted the project setup of Consolidated Member to Separate Member. Click on Section Name to return to the section fact sheet for detailed XBRL tagging. Now for the XBRL tagging process. First, tag the grid. Then tag the columns, and then the rows. Click on the grid to tag roll. Now click on the plus sign on the right to open and select from the drop-down menu the role relative to the section being tagged. You can now tag Entity Identifier per the drop-down box. Click Save to return. Next, you have to tag each column with the correct period as per the drop-down menu. Repeat this to add the unit and precision. Then click Save to return. Now you can tag each row of the grid. Click on each row of the grid. Select the correct iXBRL concept for each line item from the drop-down menu in the concept box. Click Save to return. Once row tagging is complete, click Quick iXBRL on the top menu buttons. If iXBRL is returned with warning messages at the top of the page, scroll down to see specific error details at the bottom. Errors need to be corrected. Return to the section via the top menu and adjust tagging to produce a valid instance message. This can be an iterative process, so adjust for corrections and rerun the Quick iXBRL option on the top menu until the valid instance message shows as successful for each section. When all errors are clear and validation is successful for all sections, your manager or approver can click on the Approve button. Each tag section must be approved or declined if errors are found. All corrections found by the approver need to be done and the approval process followed again until the approver is happy and the filing is fully approved. Make sure you then go to Project level. Revalidate the whole project at that level. Click the Create iXBRL button. If you get error messages at the project level, please follow the iterative corrective process as detailed for sections. Ensure the whole project is valid with valid approval and valid instance messages. Now you can proceed to click Download iXBRL to create the CIPC required iXBRL output file. The instance file must be saved and can then be opened and viewed in your web browser, as it is an HTML file with XBRL tags included. You can view it to show the valid iXBRL instance code embedded in the file. This HTML file must be submitted to the regulator via their portal with your annual return. Looks complicated? Don't forget, INS will always be on hand to talk you through any teething problems you have. And to fit in with your specific requirements, INS has developed 3 models to help you on your journey. You can send us all your data to tag against the required taxonomy. We then return it to you in a web interface so you can approve our mapping selections. Once approved, it's forwarded to CIPC. Alternatively, you can buy the iXBRL software license on an annual basis and perform the tagging tasks to produce your instance file internally. Finally, you can outsource the entire project to INS, either on an ongoing basis or for an initial period before taking back full control of the operation. It doesn't have to be an arduous procedure. INS has the experience, processes, and software to be your partner as you adapt to iXBRL.